for this.
Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Mother.
Hello, all, and we're back with just the three of us tonight. But this should be fine. We have not a lot to talk about, but probably a lot to talk about. Actually, it's one of those shows that'll probably end up being a lot to talk about. I guess we should start with Forbidden Door, right?
I think don't bury the lead. We should probably talk about
the
big show on here. What are your overall thoughts on this show? It's been interesting feedback that I've seen from this show.
I think I liked it more than most people, but it was we talk about this when there's shows like this. The AEW standard is so high that even what would be considered a great or good show for other promotions comes off lackluster. I think that happened like here. Like when I initially watched it, I was like, that's pretty good. And then when I thought about it more, I was like, you know what? That was probably better than I'm giving it credit for, but it just didn't come off that way. There was a lot of stuff on this show that I personally really liked, but I could also see stuff where people would just be okay with it too. It's one of those shows where I think not that you'll get a wide variety, but it's going to be kind of caught between it was okay to it was good. It definitely wasn't top tier. It's probably middle of the road, AEW show, I guess, which is still saying something, but it just comes off not that. What did you guys think?
For me, I'm probably in the same boat where I think I like this show a lot more than everyone else. I don't know. I've just been surprised by some of the feedback. People are kind of consider this to be almost like a below average show, the way people are talking. And like you said, maybe it's because of those standards that we have when it comes to AEW shows. And I totally get that. I understand that. But when I look back at just this year of pay-per-views that we've gotten, I wouldn't put this towards the bottom list of pay-per-views on here. When I go back and look at Revolution, which was a really, really strong show that was unfortunately soured by a pretty lackluster main event, but still a really good show. I thought Revolution was better than this show here. We look at Dynasty, a show that I was at that I thought was good, but nothing over the top. And obviously a lot of people kind of look at that main event and kind of get soured on that. Again, more than what I felt when it comes to the pay-per-view. I didn't think it was that bad, but I still thought it was a good show, probably the weakest that they've had this year. Double or Nothing, in my opinion, is probably the best pay-per-view that we've seen this year. And I think a big reason because of that is that it did have those standout matches that you're looking for, whether that be the two Owen Hart finals matches or the best version of Stadium or Anarchy Arena that we've seen. So that's probably my favorite, and I think that's the best pay-per-view this year. This might be a little bit of I know I'm going to be on the island by myself when I say this. I didn't think this show was any worse than All In. When I look at All In and you look at what people are saying in regards to this pay-per-view that we just saw, Forbidden Door, where it didn't live up to the standards that people have when it comes to AEW pay-per-views. When you look at All In, there's a lot on that show, in my opinion, that didn't live up to the standard of what you thought it should have been. Even though we liked Okada and Omega, did it live up to the standard that you're used to when it comes to those guys' matches? And granted, yes, years later, and things have happened.
That's not fair.
But no. But it's not. Why you say that? These are.
But I think what he's saying. I think what he's saying is that was a 4-star match, and you would think you would at least get a 4.5-star match.
It didn't hit the standard that we thought that
right.
match could potentially hit. Then you look at a match like the main event when it comes to Hangman and Moxley, did that match, even though we enjoyed it and we enjoyed the ending of it, did it live up to the standard of their last Texas Death match that they had?
For me,
I think that
yes.
match was better.
For me,
well,
yes.
that's fine. That's fine. I thought the last match was a better match than this.
I think it really depends on how you view the WWE-ness of that match. Like, it was still better. It was still better. I would have liked it not to have had all that. Similar to like the world title match on this show. I would have rather have not had all of that garbage.
Oh, I don't want to be misrepresented. I'm with you. It's the Texas Death match was better, but I thought it was like almost as good.
That's fine. That's fine. But you look at a match like Mercedes and Tony. Did that match live up to what you thought it was going to be? Like, both of those, they've had better matches, separately this year than that match there. Again, it was still a good match, but it didn't live up to that standard that you thought it was going to be. The men's casino battle royale is probably the worst one of that bunch that we've seen. It didn't live up to the standard. So
it was an extra long show.
Right.
I think the difference with All In is that I think a lot of and there were people that didn't like this, but I think it was important for the show. I think the pomp and circumstance of that show hit a lot of that. I think was
that's cool.
Was
but we always complain about the WWE fans loving the fluff and everything, and that's cool. But you need the show to back it up. Again, I don't think this show is any worse than All In. Again, maybe it's a hot take. That's fine. But
I mean, you got people that see
I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from.
I would say this was better. I would say All In was better, but I completely agree because, like I said, I finished watching this show and then I went back and looked, and then I was like, I thought that match was, I would say, great. I thought that match was maybe great. I thought, like there was a lot of stuff on here that I think I liked more than I thought I initially liked. And then when I went back, the show didn't have that feeling to it either, which was weird because the crowd was like into like every little thing. So I
don't think it had that excellent match to kind of take it over the top of what you're wanting to see. Everything was just at the worst was good, and then you had some some great stuff on here, but you didn't have that excellence that you're normally wanting to see.
Like a match where you watch it and you go, hey, where would that be on a match of the year?
Yeah, at the end of the year, I feel like I gotta go rewatch it.
Which is pretty much every pay-per-view. You usually have at least one of those. Normally you have like two. So yeah, I would.
Yeah. My overall thought on this show was that it was really good in my opinion, but from the start of the pay-per-view all the way to the end of the pay-per-view, I felt like every single thing on this show was like a half second off. I put that on like Twitter or whatnot, but everything was just a little off when it comes to finishes, when it comes to spots that need to be done, when it comes to production. Like everything just felt like a half second off, and it was very noticeable throughout the night. And I don't know if that may be a reason why people feel the way they do when it comes to this pay-per-view on here, but that was just definitely something that I saw. Again, I don't think it affected things, but it was definitely noticeable throughout the entire night. I still thought it was a really good show.
Okay, I thought I was going to be in an island. I thought it was a good show. I thought it was a good show full of good matches. But my hot take is I don't think a single match on here is like great. I thought like not a single match on the show. Even this main that I see getting all this praise. I felt so alone when it was over. I was like, that's the 4 3/4 star match that y'all was going crazy about in the Discord? That
I wouldn't go that high on it. I really liked it, but I wouldn't go that high on it.
Yeah, I thought everything was, I didn't think anything was terrible except one match, but yeah. It's cool.
I thought this show looked awesome. Like that building full when they had all the fans, even the fans over top of the entrance ramp. I thought it looked great. And it wasn't WWE 5 where you have all these LEDs and lights and everything. It was just a crowd that I thought was good. I thought they weren't as great as you would think that they were, but honestly, a lot of those overseas crowds, there's a lot of just singing and whatnot, and that stuff gets annoying at times. Like, pay attention to the match. I don't know if that's something where they're just a little bit more WWE centric than what we've seen over the last couple of years. So again, I thought it was a good crowd, but
you definitely saw that with the Nigel, like at the Nigel match, like as it was like starting, you definitely saw, like, I was like, can we? That's when I was kind of done with the singing a little bit, even though I think it fit. I was like, eh.
Yeah. But they did awesome business for this show. That was really good.
That was the. I thought this looked a lot like an old Madison Square Garden pay-per-view. The way they had it set up, the way they had it set up with the everywhere you had the little ramp, you had everything. I felt like that was.
It's a really good point. That's why you're good at this, Josh. I didn't think about it. It's a good point.
But which I like. I like that better than the over the top. Let's have the giant stage for no apparent reason. I like this better, especially when you have a hot crowd like that. So. Anybody watch
the crowd? Props to y'all. The crowd was great on there.
They're going back in December, so for a TV, so that'll be crazy. I love the people that were all like, oh yeah, they did great business. Now they'll go back to doing nothing for Dynamites, and I'm like, who gives a shit? Who cares? Who cares?
I think that's so overblown, man. I think that the TV attendance, they've shrunk the buildings. You know what I mean? And it's not nearly as bad. It doesn't come off as bad on TV. I think what's important now is to make everything feel hot, which I think they've done a better job of, even if everything hasn't been for me. And that way, more people will go to the pay-per-views. The ratings have gradually gone up. Like, I think they're on the right track. I don't think there's anything to complain about there.
You just need to figure out somebody that can, actually book a go-home show. That's that.
No one can really do that.
They just can't see.
That's not inherently an AEW problem. That's everybody, man. No one can.
I don't know.
Even CMLL fucks up like before they're like big shows, bro. No one does it, right? I don't know why. It's weird.
It's not hard. Have a bunch of multi-person matches and with people on the card. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do.
And then the cheat code just have the guys in the main event end up in some sort of brawl and then roll credits.
Right.
It's easy.
It's not hard. It's not hard. It's not hard.
Let's just go through the card. Let's start with the main event. What did y'all think? I know Markeem said you didn't think it was as great as everyone said.
I thought it was great. Not like super great. I thought I would put a star rating on it. I would maybe like 4.25, maybe. I liked it better than the New Japan versions of this. I liked it better than that. And it was crazy, and it was psychotic, and it was all those things. But
do I gotta get spicy again? I didn't like it as much as the second New Japan one. I definitely liked them more than the first one, but
the first one's weird. The first one's hard to like judge.
No, the first one is bad. You can say,
but it's like it has that stretch though that is like you're absolutely right. Awesome.
You're right. And I thought the second one was simply that. You know what I mean? That's why it worked better for me. Just 20 minutes of them dudes just trying to tear into each other.
I would say not that I think this is like leaps better than that one. I just liked this one better.
My biggest issue with this match is that they spent so much time setting up spots, man. It was a whole lot of standing around and people selling for long periods of time. There was a point in time where Kota Ibushi was gone, just gone for like 5. I was like, bro, he's just laying out in the middle, outside the ring. The way they got out of the ring was kind of lame to me.
Do you think that people like this so much because there was a lot of people that, and I think you kind of saw this with All In too. This was a very
Duke, I hated the gummy bear spot, but I'm not gonna get into that. I hated the gummy bear spot. I hate it.
I thought it was funny, but it was kind of.
I didn't think it needed to be here. You got John Moxley stabbing Darby Allin's head with a fork. You got, you know what I mean? You got these dudes that tried to cripple Will Ospreay.
You know what?
He's taking a gummy bear break. That bothered me.
It would be funnier if they had done it like right at the start. Like right at the start, I think it would have worked better. But doing it like into the match, not so much. But what I was going to say is I think this was I think people are used to the standing around and thing because of WWE. And I think one thing that I've noticed is that you're getting more WWE stuff in AEW matches. I don't necessarily like that myself.
No.
I don't like that myself, but it seems to be working. So I don't know what to do about that. So
Tay kind of is pointing out what I felt with the match is that, I mean, I thought this match was a lot of fun. It was crazy. Probably never going to watch this again. What was the story? Like, what was the purpose after we've seen this? Like, what was the purpose of this match? Was it just to get to the ending angle where they take out Moxley? Like, we could have did that on Dynamite.
I hated how they set that up too.
You know
the way
what I'm
they
saying?
set that up annoyed me, man.
We could have did it on Dynamite or something like that.
I didn't like the way they set it up. I did like the way they executed it. I thought that was really good. I thought especially you had the ops on the outside, like trying to get in. You had all of that. You had everyone like legitimately mad at everyone for not letting them, stop it. I liked that aspect of it. They tipped their hat like forever ago that they were going to do this. I didn't like that. But I mean, that to me, that was the story. It was the story of getting to the Will Ospreay stuff. And I mean, I guess we'll see when he'll be back. I hope hopefully, he's back before next year. But
I tell you what annoyed me the most was Excalibur on commentary. Like, Josh, I'm starting to turn into you. He's
doing a lot. He's
turning into Michael Cole. You could say he's turning into Michael Cole.
He's doing a lot of the same things that he did in PWG. He's just not doing the comedy stuff because he knows he can't. That's the thing.
What bothers me though is that like now you got to point out the obvious, bro. Who knows when we're gonna see Will Ospreay again? His neck is really messed up. Oh man, and we wish him the best in his future endeavors. Any fan with a brain knows they're about to jump this dude. You can just subtly do this, man.
Why
you don't have to.
Here's the thing, and I get he's not what he once was. You had JR there. Why not let him do that? Because he's still good at that. That's the one thing that he's still good at. You can just let him tell that story. He's much better at that than anyone they have. He can just sit there for the whole match, not say anything until it comes to that point, and then that's when he can do his thing. Because he's still better at that than just about anybody. So I don't know.
They had somebody on commentary that night that maybe should be replacing him within the next year or so.
Danielson
should be there. It was Walker Stewart.
No, man, don't say Walker Stewart, man. Don't say Walker Stewart, man.
Sorry.
Damn it, man.
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, Stewart was good. Stewart was really good. Danielson was excellent, but I think he was a good replacement for Nigel, without a doubt. So.
But yeah, this match was, again, it was fun in the moment. Right. Very video game-esque. Bunch of shit happened.
It was definitely the right
I won't think about it
call to make it the main event. I wondered at the time, but I think it did. I think because of the way the world title match ended, right. I think this was better to. Should we talk about that match next?
Hang on.
I just need AEW to stop pointing out obvious things to me. I'm not a WWE fan. I don't need you to do that. Like I've been watching this shit and I need you to treat me like it. I'm sorry, kid. Since you say I'm too hard on them, I'm gonna be hard on them. I need you to stop treating me like I'm stupid. This is why I don't like Dynamite. This is why I stopped watching the WWE because now they're falling into the same fucking traps. It's WWE like Big Rat 310. Like you don't need to do that. You don't need to tell me what I'm seeing. I see what I'm seeing. What are we doing, man? Excalibur beat me over the head with the same shit, bro. Like it felt like a very, very good and very bloody WWE main event. That's what that shit felt like. And it was a good one. Don't get me wrong, but this match and the match before it felt WWE as fuck.
I won't agree with this match feeling WWE, but the match.
Well, not the match. I'm saying like the way they told the story, man. The way they told the story, it was WWE as fuck, man. It's annoying. It's annoying, man. God, treat me like I know what the fuck I'm watching. That's all I ask. I've been dealing with this other place, doing this for 30 years, man. I don't need Excalibur to start doing this now. I don't need you to be so heavy-handed with everything. I don't need us to stop and do community theater like we're going to talk about in the next match. This company didn't do this. They didn't do this, man. Now they're doing this, bro.
Like, I think you can, I think at All In, I think we all said, hey, this is the way you do. If you're gonna do a WWE thing, this is how you do it, right? This is much more adult, much more. You're not treating people like idiots. You're doing a better job of it.
And since I need to say it for some people, that is a me thing. Since I need to say it for some people, I know Ricky. That's a me thing. I'm not saying the AEW fan base as a whole feels like me. I'm saying I feel like this. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead, John.
But I think this, like when I say it was WWE, like I mean like the way they set up the spots, like Markeem said, the way that there were the large gaps. That's a very WWE thing. And then the way they kind of told the story was very WWE. But like you said, it was the good way WWE does it, when they're like doing it the good way. Which is fine. You can do that. I'm fine with that because there's a massive fan base that likes that stuff. But do it like this. When you get to the world title match, again, we say this all the time. I know Ricky hates it when we say this. This is when MJF is a problem because you get this. And this is not like that match was on its way to being legitimately great. Like great. The match that we all think that the match that they had before. This is very much, this was very much going that way. And then they were like, nope, now we're going to throw in all of this stuff. And the thing is, it's not good. That's the problem. It's too much and it's not good. And it's just like, what are we doing? So, yeah.
Everything that involved, I'm going to let you go here. The only thing I have to say about this match is that everything that involves Bryce Remsburg, like, upset me. It pissed me off. I'm not blaming him per se. He's just the ref that was in charge of this match on here. But everything that he was involved in, like, I don't understand what their thought process was behind doing this. It came out so lame, bro. Like everything between that and then you say WWE stuff. When Mark Briscoe comes out, they play his theme song and
play his theme,
right.
Which he would have gotten a pop when people realized that it was Mark Briscoe. And I don't know.
They did it at Anarchy in the Arena. He came out there and the crowd went nuts. You didn't need to play his music. We all know what Mark Briscoe looks like.
Especially if you have him like come through the crowd, like that's a Mark Briscoe thing. And if like instead of coming through like all of that, it was like okay.
The spot didn't warrant needing to having to play his theme song.
Right. Or if they're gonna have him play the theme song, then have him not come down the aisle, right? Have him come through the crowd. Have it be, him being like, what? And then look, not like look, but like look for a second, and then you have to have it fast, not a long drawn out.
I'm glad he didn't stop and pose though. Glad he didn't do that. But
he didn't do the Cody thing.
The 3 count was terrible in that match. You count the 3 and then like you just pass out and come on. What are we doing?
Yeah, man. I think they were handcuffed by the stipulation. That was also some WWE nonsense.
Why did you have to come up with that stipulation? You didn't have
They're
to.
not handcuffed.
I'm with you.
Right.
They did it themselves.
I will say this. At least Tony went on that presser and said, this is the way the cash-ins are going to work now. And I'm like, thank God. That makes so much more sense. Please, thank you. You learned something. Don't do the WWE cash-ins. Just say, hey, you can cash in, but it's got to be a week in advance. I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that too, bro. That's
learn the good things from Lucha Underground. Don't just look at Lucha Underground as a complete waste and something that you can't learn from. There's a lot of shit you can learn from Lucha Underground.
Look, the gift of the gods cash in was the best thing about Lucha Underground every season. That was the best thing about it every season. 100%.
Like the build up when it was cashed in, when you did the match, like that's a really good reason to do a ladder match in a time when the ladder matches are overdone, because it makes sense to have five. Like they explained why you had 5 guys. They explained what, or however many,
because everybody had a coin. Well, everybody had a coin in the middle, and it all created the gift of the God's belt. And this gift earns you the ultimate gift. That was the point. That was the point.
Right. And there was a stipulation. You had to defend the title before. You had to do a week out, and you had to defend that title. I wish people would be like, let's go. So, yes, 5 Guys is definitely better than In-N-Out.
But Whataburger is really good. I enjoyed Whataburger when I went to Texas.
It's like this match is why I tell y'all. I said when I was talking about the G1 Climax and AEW caught a stray. This match is just why this company will never hit me the way those other companies I named. Ring of Honor in the mid to late 2000s, ECW from 1996 till its death. I know it got worse, but I was with it till its death. New Japan from 2013 to basically the pandemic. It just Pro Wrestling Noah in the late 2000s. It will never hit me that way because it does things like it's too comfortable doing things like that. You know what I mean? And those other companies I named, and Chikara, let me not bring up Chikara. And let me address, like, I know Chikara was silly and all that stuff, right? I know it was silly, but there was a time and a place for everything. When that company needed to be hyper serious, it was hyper serious. I just watched Anniversario Yang the other night with Fist and the Colony, and that match had a table bump. You know what I'm saying? That company knew when to be fucking serious. The BDK stuff was fucking serious. You know what I mean? The jokes stopped. You know what I mean? The ants were fucking serious when the BDK shit was. You know what I mean? It was serious.
But it doesn't even have to be. It doesn't have to be serious. Like, some of those companies could do. I mean, this is sports entertainment. This match right here, those companies can do sports entertainment in a more respectable way to their audience.
Absolutely.
Like my favorite sports entertainment match, Mark King will probably agree with me on this, is the G1 final
2019.
Was Jay White and Kota Ibushi. Like, that is one of the best matches. They did a lot of sports entertainment shit in that match, but it wasn't anything.
That is the match that got my girlfriend into pro wrestling. Because I showed her that because that match has everything in it. It has the sports entertainment. It has the pro. It has all that stuff. It's all in that one match.
But that's what a good. What a good pro wrestling match has always been, though. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, even when you go back, you look at like, the first Bam Bam and Taz match. That spot is a very sports entertainment spot.
Of course,
right? Yeah. And it's cool.
People forget how good that match is before that.
Yeah. Right. But I'm just saying that's a very like sports entertainment spot. And then when they went back to it, that second match was even more so. It still worked, but it's like you can do this stuff. It's not that you can't do it. It's just you have to do it in the right way. And AEW doesn't do it in the right way. This is when people talk about like a booking committee, right? This is where I think you need somebody like that, because you need someone who thinks like that, who's like, yeah, that's a good idea, but let's do this instead of, oh yeah, that's a good idea, let's just go with that because I don't know how to book like that, right? And I feel like that's part of the problem.
And you know, honestly, I think a lot of this, I'm talking a lot of shit about the company as a whole. I don't think it's necessarily Tony Khan. Like you said, Jay, I think these are just MJF's instincts. I think it's the type of wrestling that he watched growing up. It's the type of shit that he always liked. And he's like, I can do it well. And I'm like, sometimes you can.
But don't you think that he's one of those guys who knows other ways to tell other than what
we've seen.
He definitely does.
We've seen it. He's
but I think, he's definitely
I think that his like instincts is when he thinks something isn't working the way he thinks, this is what we get. I think that's kind of the problem. And I think he's the type of guy that Tony, and rightfully so, and people are going to hate me, so rightfully so, because he is a top guy that Tony doesn't say no to. And the top guy, and we know there's, Tony doesn't really say no to the top. He should. We should.
Sean, we gonna get to Tony Khan. It's coming. But yeah, you're right. He gave him the green light. You're right.
Right.
So it does go on Tony. You're right.
Right.
I really like the fact that he has a lot of stuff going on, whether this be Hangman Page, whether this be Mark Briscoe, whether this be Hurt Syndicate, whether this be Mystico. He's got a lot of stuff going on. Does he have too much on his plate where he can't hyper focus in on what he needs to do for this main event scene or this main event program because he's thinking about other stuff? Like, is something like that maybe affecting on why we're seeing things like this in regards to how this match is laid out?
Maybe he's just like, okay, this is what I know. This is what I know will work on a level, and so this is what I'm going to do.
I would love for what you said, Brandon, to be more prominent and part of the story. Like, but it's not. Like, yeah, Mark Briscoe a little bit, but like it's really not when you think about it. Because like the Hurt Syndicate stuff, you know, the 1 week, all that shit happened. Mark Briscoe, you know, he was a prop, like, hey, I'm setting this guy on fire, you know what I mean? Right. And I feel like that should be more of what's on MJF's psyche, that like, holy shit, all these people hate me. Like, that should be what it is, you know what I mean?
And it should, especially with this feud, when you go back and you look at the feud before, at the beginning of the year, that was part of the feud, was that he was mad that everyone liked Hangman and hated him and couldn't understand why. That should be part of it. I don't know.
It's almost like they forgot. They should have kind of brought that back in full circle too. It's almost like they forgot about that. Almost. Yeah. Like he said a couple things like referencing it, but like, you know.
I mean, to be fair, this isn't the end. So I get that. And this was definitely a stopgap match, and I get that too. But AEW world title matches have a bar, and I think the title matches, unless it's something really, really crazy, right, has to have that bar. And if you're gonna do something really, really crazy, it needs to be on TV. It needs to be like Punk and Moxley, where you just do it on TV. You can't do it on pay-per-views. I think it hurts what the pay-per-views are in a lot of ways. Even though you still got what I think a main event that delivered. And I think this match, while we're bitching about it, I still think it was pretty good, even with all the WWE nonsense. Yeah. I wouldn't call it great. I've seen some people call it great. I wouldn't call it great. But
and look, and like I said, the crowd was losing their shit.
Oh yeah.
So what do I know?
Yeah.
What do I know, man? This is what people like now. So it's just not me. It's not for me, bro. It's not for me.
The last thing I want to say about this match is that it just highlights one thing that I hate when it comes to AEW, and it's just the top tier referees that they have in here. And I'm not saying anything in regards to the refs themselves. I'm just saying how they are presented on TV, whether it be Bryce Remsburg or Rick Knox. And, you know, Aubrey doesn't really get it as much. She seems a little bit more competent, but she has her dumbass moments as well. I think Paul Turner is the only one who doesn't really come across like they do, but I just hate, like, they just come across like idiots.
You mean they come off like red shoes? He hears a loud banging noise, right, sees the contract like 3 inches away from him and doesn't call it DQ. He's talking about like that.
And why is that? That to me, of all of the stuff we just talked about, is the worst part of like taking what WWE does, where you don't have to. You can make your refs competent and make that part. It always amazes me that AEW can put things in place, competent refs, the standings, like having real standings, as a way to guard yourself from shit like this, as a way of being that thing that makes you that protects yourself from doing dumb stuff. You know, I agree, because we all do dumb stuff. We all do dumb stuff.
It don't even have to be the rankings. Just have something in place that kind of like makes that almost impossible. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Bryce takes the ring from MJF and has to walk over and say, get under the rope and say, hey, come get put it in your pocket, motherfucker.
Put it in your pocket.
Yeah. Right. Like, and the fact that they don't watch no matches, like you don't go back and watch any matches to the point where even if you do that, you're not looking behind you like what's going on.
Right.
Things like that. I don't know, man.
MJF
That stuff like bugs me for sure.
Gives the ref a hug, gives him a long hug, and then kicks Hangman in the nuts.
Right.
Like, this has never happened in pro wrestling before.
Right.
It's never happened.
As soon as he hugs him, he should be pushing him off. Right? He should be pushing him off and going, "What are you doing?" Right? And he says, "If you do it again, I'm DQing. Don't touch me at all, no matter what." Like that's
But like I said, crowd was going nuts. So
let's get through this rest of the show real quick. Y'all have anything to say about the pre-show at all?
I didn't see it.
I thought it was better than what we've been getting
because it was all matches.
It was matches.
I do think people are freaking out a little bit too much about the spot with Oku, like a little bit too much. Like I understand he flipped over and it looked like he almost landed on his neck, but he flipped over and he landed on his stomach, and people are freaking out over that.
I think those are people that have never seen him do shit like that.
Yeah, he always takes bumps like that.
And then I think the other thing is he did that, and we just saw the stuff with Ospreay, and
By the way, real quick, Will Ospreay, if either he is an amazing seller or he is an amazing bumper, because he went out his way to never land on that neck. Did y'all watch that shit?
Yeah.
Like the whole that dude's pretty great, man. Pretty great, regardless of how you might feel about him. It's pretty great. Pretty great.
But no, I would rather have more matches like shows like this. I thought it was better. I still wish we'd have had one little,
I think it's set up properly. Like now, the fact that they do these 90-minute pre-shows, do your talk track for the first 30 minutes, Jeff Jarrett, boost the show and everything, and then once the hour, start doing matches and
start getting your people, getting people on the show, because that's what these are for. So
yeah.
And setting up angles, and it's set up angles too, which is also
let's run through this real quick. Cope and Cage versus Kill Switch and Kip Sabian
served its purpose.
Thought it was
fine. Served its purpose. Would have liked something a little better in the as the opener. But I will say this: the way that crowd went apeshit for Cope's entrance. Maybe this. So
thank you for bringing it up. The fact that they sit there and let him do his entrance every single week, it's gotten so annoying. Like I get so annoyed by having to sit there and listen to the crowd. Imagine if they don't do that for the past 2 months, and then you see this crowd going crazy and singing the song, and how over that would be. Yeah, they got to cut down on that. But yes, it was awesome to see this.
Oh, you mean it's like Jericho with Judas? Is that what you mean? It's becoming that.
I think this is a little bit more egregious.
You think it's worse?
I definitely think so. Yeah,
I think so. Because the thing is Judas was even when it got past its jump the shark, it was still fun. You could tell people were still having a lot of, especially in the US. It feels like people feel like they have to, it's not, you're not seeing people.
Oh, you saying it's almost like people feel like they have to sing the song.
Like this, you're not seeing like when people were singing Judas, even near the end, people were still kind of jumping around and animated while they sung it. They don't do that.
Now they almost feel obligated to sing fucking Alter Bridge.
Yeah. So it's like, where when you saw this, it was them all having fun and singing the song. And
if they want to sing it, they want to do it every week.
Right.
Shorten it, edit the song so that way that part where they need to sing comes sooner than what it does, because we're just sitting there.
That would be a great time for a commercial break. Just saying. Right. Well, Edge is coming out. Yeah. I'm calling him Edge forever. I don't care. While Edge is coming out, we play that song and all right, we'll be back. And coming back after this break, we got Adam Copeland versus whoever. Yeah.
Right.
Excuse me, Cope. I'm sorry, Cope.
No, you're good. Fletcher versus Hiromu. I thought it was pretty good match. One of the few AEW versus New Japan matches on the card, if maybe the only one, honestly.
I liked this a lot. I liked this, I think, more than most people did. This wasn't
Hiromu from 2017, but no, it still was. Fun to see.
I that would worry me. Only not in that I don't think the match would be great, but I would be worried for both guys if it was that.
Shouldn't be taking bumps like that on his neck anymore. But I got you.
But I really like
the sunset flip. No, there's no stalling. We're going straight to the bump.
I thought this was very good. So
Yeah. The 4-way TBS title: Mercedes, Alex Windsor, Bozilla, and Persephone.
Hey, people think I hate Mercedes Moné, but I genuinely thought this match was terrible. Everybody was fucking up everything.
I can see where people said that. Again, I thought this match was solid, but what I said earlier, everything was just a half second off. Like everything, it was very noticeable.
Like everybody was fucking up. Like
the Bozilla not kicking out was very weird. It was just like I don't know who put fault on that.
I feel like in this match, this is where you fall into that thing that the very top of the women in AEW are very, very, very good. Everyone else is kind of not so good. And when you get 3 of them in the ring, even with someone like Mercedes, this is what you might get. Might not always get this, but that's the risk you have getting this.
Mercedes was trash too in this match. But anyway, Bozilla, she the thing with her is that I really think it's funny that Rossi dropped the ball with her, because this girl honestly is a WWE like project. Like, really, doesn't she feel like one day we're gonna see this girl at WrestleMania?
Of course.
I think it's hilarious to me that she was in an AEW ring before she ever stepped foot in the.
I could see them souring on a big body like what the hell is her name? Damn, this is Jade Cargill. Cargill, and be like, hey, we have someone that's younger, someone that's a little bit bigger. Like, let's go with her instead. I can see them doing that.
Yeah, that girl has a great physical charisma, though. She's just not very good yet. She will be. I think she will be.
I thought Alex Windsor looked good. Definitely a good, addition.
Oh yeah, up the 4, she was the one that fucked up the least. So yeah, cool. Yeah.
Can I bury somebody on the AEW roster real quick?
Do that.
When you look at the top 10, because I've seen everyone's talking about they want this person to be champion or this person to come back. When you look at the top 10 of women wrestlers in AEW, would you put Hikaru Shida in top 10?
Not anymore.
Absolutely not.
Not anymore.
I feel like the division's kind of passed her by, right?
Yeah. Like I think of that first generation of
she might have been
women,
the best
of women. I think she's the one that still belongs in that discussion. Besides Jamie, but that's different. But I think she's the only one. But she's not great. She's not. But she was. I don't think she was ever great. I think.
Would you put Riho in top 10? Because I wouldn't. I would probably. I probably can name 10 people above.
Go ahead, real quick. You keep saying you could. Go ahead, Brandon, real quick.
All right. So we got Toni Storm, obviously. Mercedes. Yeah. I would say Willow. I would say Stat. I would say I would put what the hell is her name? Athena, even though, but still I'll put her there. I would put what's her name that just fought? I will put her there as well. Damn it! You put me on the spot with these names.
You said it. Come on.
Yeah. No. I'm Jamie Hayter. I put Jamie Hayter there. Jamie Hayter. Okay. Queen Aminata. Who's Queen Aminata feuding with? What's her name?
Tekla.
You put Tekla. I would put Tekla there. Cool. I would put. Who am I missing?
I don't know if I put her over Hikaru Shida, but
who?
Tekla? I don't know about that.
I think she's.
I mean, as far as goods, like
it's a conversation worth having, though. It is a conversation.
There's got to be a couple more. It put me on the spot here, but Megan Bain.
Mina Shirakawa.
Yeah,
yeah, I will put Shirakawa there.
Like she knows her. Isn't that 10?
No,
I'm missing one more.
But still, I'm gonna find somebody that's probably injured or something. But I mean, yes, I feel like a lot of these women have passed. The women before have been passed by what
you don't have a bunch of women that just need to go out there and be stiff and brawl to get over. You've got women that can actually go out there and don't have to do that. So, which props to the women before that were willing to do that and understood that was that was how they had to get over. So
I'm not shitting on Hikaru Shida or Riho. I'm not saying that they're good, right? I just feel like they are.
The standard is up here now.
Of course, of course.
Yeah. I'll say this. I think
Deanna Purrazzo.
I think if you put,
She's fine. She's fine.
of the two, I think Riho, if you put her in matches with all of those people, I think would stand out more.
Rio's still over. Like she'll come
Yeah.
back 4 months. She'll come back and do a couple matches, go away,
Right.
come back, and she's always over. So
Right.
that's the one thing with her is that she'll always get that reaction.
True.
Right.
True. Good point.
Yeah. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Nigel McGuinness.
I really, really like this match. I liked the intro. I was not expecting that intro with Johnny Saint. I thought that was
cool.
Oh, and
that
I popped. Oh,
because I was like, what are we? Because I thought when they started it, I thought we were getting like a Beatles thing, and then he walks up, and then you see Johnny Saint, and I'm like, oh, well, the crowd popped too. It was like, oh, here we go. We're doing. So I liked all of that. I think somehow Nigel is still Nigel. I don't know how. That kind of amazes me for a guy that hasn't really wrestled in.
he wrestles like 05 Nigel McGuinness, where it's more catch can.
But still, that's all like reflexes and like all of that stuff that you would think he wouldn't have anymore.
He was special, man. He was special, man.
And just go out there. I mean, and he's in there with Zack Sabre Jr. Don't get me wrong.
Who's also special, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, and probably wanted him to look good and all of those things. But that was cool. And I think it was a good little, hey, this is, because that was the UK wrestling match and that they paid homage. I liked all of that. I thought that was really
small
cool.
note, but I like the banter between Walker Stewart and Excalibur about AEW versus New Japan, where Walker Stewart said this is the top title.
Yeah. He was like, this is for the richest prize in the business.
Just a little bit, just to give us a little bit.
And then Excalibur was like, hold on now. He was like, come on, it's just friendly competition, baby. That's all.
I enjoyed that.
I like that.
Were you surprised, Garcia turned? Because they teased the hell out of it.
A little bit, but I'm glad they didn't, because I feel like if you're gonna do it, don't do it.
Do it at a time we least expected. Do it.
Right.
I feel like it should hold out as long as possible to the point people almost forget about it, and then that's
or do the opposite and have Nigel turn, which I think would be cool too. So
and it would fit Nigel.
It would fit, 100% fit Nigel. Like him as a face always comes off weird to me.
I'm tired of these little shit sticking
there.
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
3-way tag title match: Hurt Syndicate, FTR, Brodito.
Y'all talk about this match because I don't really. I mean,
this is a great match with a goofy ass ending, and
right. Like
you got the ending with the guys going out of the match with Hurts. I'm just talking about the finish of the match itself was very
was goofy. This is my thing. You got the titles off Hurt Syndicate. It's weird that they're now gonna go like, I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
I don't have that disdain for Hurt Syndicate like a lot of people do.
I don't either.
It is funny that they weren't involved at all in the finish. I hate the fact that we got dudes in New Japan tracksuits, and I'm like, oh, who is this? This coming out to attack these guys? And it's Gates of Agony. I was like, oh, well, okay. New Japan
I was thinking,
strong. I got it.
I was thinking, I was like, is this the new War Dogs guys? That's what I was thinking. I was like, that would make sense, but nah, it was just.
I will say this. I am much more excited for a Hurt Syndicate versus whatever group this is against each other than whatever tag title with the Hurt Syndicate with tag titles. So I will say that
I'm fine with the Hurt Syndicate if they don't have the tag titles. Like that's fine. Like
I'm the same way. I'm like, it is what it is.
And
all right, man. Can I go ahead?
Sure. Yeah.
How are people mad?
What do you have to say about this?
How are people mad at veteran wrestlers being veteran wrestlers? Can y'all explain that to me?
Oh,
I don't understand.
Oh, I don't get that either. I don't
what are we talking about?
I'm talking about people mad that the Hurt Syndicate didn't want to put anybody over. Like, don't be mad at them. be mad at y'all boy.
I got
That's
you.
who y'all need to be mad at.
Right.
Y'all need to be
No, I
mad at
agree.
your boy.
I agree.
Because it's a business, bro. It's a business. In any sort of business, right? Let's say you're at a garage sale and you're haggling somebody for a price of whatever it is, right? The whole idea of business is that you want to do what makes you the most advantageous. And if Tony Khan is okay bending the knee to them dudes, be mad at Tony Khan, not the guys. Like, stop trying to be everybody's friend. You should have probably vetted these dudes and let them know, like, hey, if you sign this contract, in this contract, you lose to whoever the fuck I say you lose to when you lose to them. If you don't want to sign this, then don't sign the fucking contract. Because you know why? You give them a pass for Miro. You give them a pass for Andrade. You even give him a pass for CM Punk because you got to bring in CM Punk, right? Because at this point, he's just learning he's just finally in the wrestling business and learning just how dirty this shit can be. At this point, you should know. So it's his fault. Don't get mad at MVP and Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin for doing what all veteran wrestlers do throughout history. This is what it is. Old wrestlers always do this unless you tell them that they can't. The reason why we get on the grifters all the time. We get so upset with the grifters. But let's just be honest. There's a reason why guys respect the business of the WWE more than they respect the business of AEW. Because Tony Khan, when he wants to be, is a punk ass nigga. It's just that simple. He's a punk when he wants to be. You cannot be like that if you want this company to grow and be successful. You gotta put your foot down. And if he doesn't, that's on him. Don't talk shit about Bobby and MVP and Shelton if they did what any veteran wrestler ever did. That's my TED Talk. So stop complaining.
No, I agree with you. Yeah. Especially the fact that here's my thing with all of that, because people are like, oh, look at Bobby didn't have to go out there with Brody Lee. With Brody. And
Brody King.
Brody Lee.
R.I.P.
I did the same thing, yeah.
With Brody King. And do that little bit of a match that they did, right? Where and it was over, and you could tell, Bobby was having fun with it, and he sold for the dude. He sold for the dude more than the dude sold for him, right? And he seemed fine with it. I have said this since people started complaining. If you want to complain that Shelton not taking a pin, fine, we can argue about that all day. But if the idea is that at some point you're gonna have Bobby face whoever the champion is, I am fine with him not getting pinned because Bobby is an aura guy, and you got to keep that aura on him. I mean, he's an aura guy. You got to keep that aura on him. So him taking pins needs to either not happen, or it needs to be really, really like there has to be something. So I'm fine with that. I get that part of it, but Markeem's 100% right. The other part of it is Tony either needs to, if it's not in him to be like that, he needs to hire somebody that is.
Hire a guy.
Hire a guy that
he needs a Matt Mittens. He needs a Matt Mittens that can just do his work.
Right.
And they will be the fall guy.
Because not everybody's like that. Not everybody.
Make it known. And that's why, like Nick Khan said, he don't care. He will say fire me or talk about shit on Twitter.
What was that? 2 weeks ago, we talked about Stan Henson in New Japan. Apparently, he was that. I mean, not New Japan, All Japan. Yeah. Apparently, he was that guy. He was like, look, man, the booker says this. And that's what's happening. You need somebody like that. If you that nervous and you don't want to do that, then
right. Like, not everybody is that. We all know how Tony is. We all know that. You can have a guy who is that. You can have a guy who, let it be Moxley, for God's sake. If you want, have Moxley be that guy. Have, somebody. If you want someone who you feel like people need to like respect, have him be it. Or that to me, if we could talk about Jericho, I guess. If Jericho was in the company,
we'll bring this up. We'll bring that up.
Okay. If Jericho was in the company, that's a good role for Chris Jericho too. Yes. Like as much as people hate Chris Jericho, that is a good role for Chris Jericho. That is a I don't know if Danielson is that guy, but maybe Danielson needs to be that guy. Somebody needs to be that guy because
You need
Tony,
somebody,
it seems
whoever's
like
that
Tony
guy.
is a way to be
Tony
that guy.
isn't that guy, and it's fine to admit you're not that guy. I have worked for people who are not that guy, and they had an
If I
assistant
had
or
his
somebody.
money, I would not be that guy. Like, I would hire somebody like
Right.
you
right,
deal
just-
with that, bro.
Right. Like, you don't
that
have
guy.
to be like, not everyone is that dude. It is not easy being that. It's not easy firing people. It's not easy laying down the law to people. It's not an easy thing. Not everybody can do it, right? And in a way that you probably need it being done in pro wrestling, where it needs to be a little overbearing. You need to be a little Vince McMahon. That's, as much as people don't want to hear that, you need to be a little Vince McMahon, because that's the one thing about Vince McMahon is he laid down the law for the most part, for 99% of the time.
This is what's happening. I mean, a lot of times
Right.
it sucked, but at least
Right.
he would do that.
Right. You don't need to be
do that.
you don't need to be necessarily a tyrant about it, but it does need to be the buck stops with me. This is what I'm saying we're doing, so forth and so on. So there we go.
This finish, man, I don't understand why they didn't just do the Dante's Inferno or Dante's Peak or whatever his finish is. But they did the goofy let's flip Bandito up, and it just came off. It looked terrible, and then they goofed up the pinfall, and I think that ruined the pop. I think a lot of people, we wanted Brodito to win this match, but we didn't think that they were, and I feel like it ruined the pop a little bit for them to be able to get that. But it was cool to see them as champions, and hopefully this is a reincarnation of like really solid, consistent tag team championship matches that we're going to see going forward.
Right, because there is a tag division there that can be
tag
really
division,
really
a
good.
trios division, like
you could make it really good. You just have to like focus on it a little bit, or have someone focus on it. Again, just hire someone just to book that. Just like you can have a booking committee. You can have Tony. You can have Danielson. You can have Sasha's girl. Like I don't even think that's a bad thing, because I do think
Sasha's
you need
girl. They call Jim Peppermint Sasha.
Peppermint. I don't even think she's a bad thing to have in the company, because I don't think if you have a TV product, I don't think having a TV person being in that room is a bad idea, right? I don't think that's a bad idea at all. I think that's fine. But you also need, you need people also there to remind people, hey, we've got this and this and this and this and this going on as well. So
all that to say, I think this was still a really good match. I still enjoyed the match. Again, I thought the finish was a little goofy, but I still enjoyed the match.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring this up real quick. Do put this in the chat. I just want to bring this up. People keep talking about Mox getting his vacation. Remember years ago where he was supposed to go away for a bit, but he had to come back. Has anyone ever asked if this guy wants to go on vacation?
Right.
Maybe this guy just wants to work.
I mean,
Mox doesn't seem the kind of guy that wants to lay on the beach and hang out.
Like, he gets to go to work. He gets to go to work with his wife, right? And the kid's running around somewhere backstage. So,
and they only work once a week, sometimes.
Yeah,
twice.
like.
I don't think he wants to go on vacation personally.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up real quick. Okada versus Swerve.
Man, right when it started going.
I was on the same page as you. I thought it was a good match. Didn't hit the great ceiling at all. Everyone has their opinions about Okada's output.
I don't think we're getting that Okada. I think Okada is Nakamura.
Take some stats in the chat. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I think Okada is Nakamura when he came to NXT.
I would take this. I would take this over Nakamura.
But without the aura, I would say
that aura was good for like a couple matches.
Oh man,
no man, I'm taking.
I'm just saying.
I'm taking
this.
I'm
just saying.
Nakamura.
I think
it's an app comparison though. It really is.
I mean, you're getting that. You're getting like that. I think. I mean, I wonder does Okada physically just not have it in him, which is possible.
He does, man. He does. He just don't care.
Just saving it on there where
right.
Nakamura didn't need to save that. He just needed to go off that first match, make sure that people know who he is. And at that point, like you said, what kids say, aura farming. That's all he needs to do at that point.
Right.
Okada can't get off like on that. He still has to be able to show up on there. And granted, maybe Swerve is hurt. too much that he couldn't be able to do that. I don't know. I mean, I thought this match
was... and even during Okada's last days in New Japan, same with Nakamura. Like we always said, this dude dogs it, but man, when it comes to the big matches, you know what you're gonna get. And like I feel like he don't even care. And then they change. Like, why did they change his theme song, man?
Hey, can I be on an island myself? I like the theme song, man.
Do you like it more than the other theme song, though?
No, I don't. But I'm
What's
also
an iconic theme song?
I'm also can be like that theme song is in a class of its own. I can also like this one as well, and I think it's a solid theme. But I can understand how people don't like it.
Sure. It's not the same though, man.
Well, you're not used to it. And it's not.
You know what it reminds me of? Even though I don't even like this song, but it reminds me of when Omega had Devil Sky and then he got Battle Cry. That's what it reminds me of. I still don't like Battle Cry. I still don't like Battle Cry, man. But
the theme song, it sounds like a pay-per-view theme song, like AEW presents whatever the fuck pay-per-view. That's what it sounds like when I listen to it isolated by itself, but I think it's still solid. What do y'all think about our friend Mike Wardlow showing up at the end? And
I was so fucking confused when he started attacking referees. I was like, bro, this is the same shit he was doing before. He was back doing the same thing. It was so weird, man.
I mean, he's part of that group, and this group is... What do y'all think about Don Callis' family at this point? I mean, is it too NWO-ish where
I don't think it's
now the
I don't think it's
Hogan or something?
I don't think it's NWO-ish. I think it's, I'm going to date myself, it's very Bobby Heenan family-ish.
God damn.
Oh, yeah.
Which Josh is fucking old.
Bobby Heenan family.
But I think it's that, which I don't think is a great thing because none of those guys, it was like Bobby Heenan was the top heel. All of those guys were just like flunkies, and I don't think you want that.
Sure.
I don't think you want that because that's the one thing I think would be my problem with that. But I think it's more of that than the NWO.
What was kind of weird is that there was like some sort of theme with the Don Callis family before. Like, this is a group of the best wrestlers in the company, and then you add Wardlow. It's kind of weird. Like Wardlow of all people. But I think that Takeshita's arc should be leaving that group. That's what I think.
That's what it seems like it would be. The fact that he came out at the end and was by himself, that feels like what they were kind of hinting at.
Right. You wanted
Tony Storm versus Athena.
Disappointing.
Yes.
Disappointing.
There you go. I mean, good match, but it did not live up to
like it was good. It was good, but you expected what you got in All In, and we didn't get that. So at the very least, we didn't get that. So
it was all right.
And that was the Pape. That was a good show.
Right.
I'm looking forward to All Out. I think All Out might be a little bit of a stronger show. Seems like one of the more stronger shows on there, so we'll see what they have with that.
Do we want to talk about Jericho since it's
first before we get to Jericho? Actually, no, we can talk about Jericho. Yeah. Since it's AEW WWE bridge, what y'all think? I mean, it seemed inevitable a couple of years ago, but now it just seems like.
I mean, it makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense for everybody. Like what you should do.
And the thing is anyone that thinks this is going to be like a big giant loss, which it is, don't get me wrong, because I know Ricky went on a rant in the Discord about the fact that people, don't see Chris Jericho. Like anyone that doesn't understand the importance of Chris Jericho to AEW is an idiot. I would say lost their mind. But I think AEW outgrew Chris Jericho maybe 2 years ago, maybe in some ways. And I think I think the fans aren't going to care if he leaves, really. There's definitely a core group of AEW fans that will be glad that he leaves, honestly. So it'll be interesting. And like I said, it is what it is. If he gets one more run, like I said I said this, and Markeem agreed. If he goes back, he better get a bag, and it better be
in my contract. I want Triple H to be there to hand me the contract, so him to see the zero, for him to see more zeros than he's ever gotten in his career. If I'm Chris Jericho, and I want him to see
But
what I'm about to
say
sign.
hypothetically, you say that. Why would they need to bring him back if that's the case?
I think
we don't need you.
Like
we don't need you at all.
I don't think Triple H feels like they need him. I think there are other people in that
I
company.
think Nick Khan would be like, this
they
is
need
another,
him
this is
because
another
I think
AEW guy. Yeah.
the fact that it's an AEW guy on there. I mean,
it's an AEW guy. It's an AEW guy that Nick Khan is a numbers guy. No, Nick Khan is a numbers guy. He sees the numbers, says this is a guy that is important to AEW. It's important to bring him in. It's another win for us from A, because it's evident.
But
that
it's a WWE guy that you're just getting back.
I understand, but
he's gonna be a huge deal to those people, though.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that.
And
sure.
and that's the other thing is, hey, we're bringing this guy back. It'll help because it's so clear that they're looking at AEW in a like something has changed in the last year. We all pretty much know what it is that changed.
They know the max numbers is what happens. That's what they know. Yeah,
that's what they know. And it is scaring the living crap out of them. So
yes. I want to know what they are.
I mean, the rumor is that they're getting like $1.2 million to $1.5 million every week when you combine the two numbers. Combine the two numbers. So
I think for Jericho, this is like amazing timing with Cena leaving. You're not going to hit Cena's interest level or numbers, but you can be able to slide in and fill that spot of, hey, I can be able to come in and kind of fill like that role of, the top star from years ago can be able to come in. So I think for Jericho, I think for everyone, honestly, this is going to be solid. Like, I think for AEW, I don't think they're going to be hindered at all. Like, sure, they push Jericho, but how much is that going to really affect AEW's business?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And look, he's smart enough to know when this gets stale, he can always come back.
Right.
He's smart enough to. He's Chris. Look, we talk a lot of shit about Chris Jericho, but he is nothing if not self-aware. That motherfucker knows.
I mean, they got somebody else in that company that's probably aware as well. Once they get stale, they can be able to jump back.
Right.
And
but I don't think that's ever happened. I don't think that's ever happened.
I don't think so. I feel like all this crap when Cody's talking about, I'm not in the book. I'm not. This man. Man, come on now. You don't think Cody's
playing 4D chess? Is that what you think?
I do. I've been saying that from the very beginning. There is a article that Fightful put up right before he left AEW where he was talking about, hey, we're going to take these fans on a ride they've never been on before, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And he leaves the company. I'm like, okay, that's interesting that you say that, but then you leave the company. And I've always gone back to that article and be like, what does that mean? Like, why did he say that? And I just looked like a week ago, that article is gone. And I just made sure to look just to make sure, like, hey, maybe this is an old article. They've gotten rid of that just so they can make room for new articles. Every single thing that they posted on that day that they posted that article is still there except that one. I have my tinfoil hat on. I think there's something on there for sure. So
I mean, the thing is, if Cody wants to be Cody, right?
It's Dusty Sun, man.
He can't be at some point, and we're already seeing it. He can't keep being Cody, right? Before the fans are like, "We're done with you being Cody. You got to."
I feel like they're already there.
Yeah,
especially that fan base. Hey, it's not your turn no more. It's this person's turn. It's that person's turn. Yeah,
right.
They're gonna get to that point where they're just like, "We're done with them."
Right. So, I mean, he'll still be over. He'll still sell tickets, but it won't be like it was. I would say.
So yeah, I don't know. I think jumping between companies, I think it's always great. Like,
I agree. I
don't stay stagnant. Like, we needed people to move around.
Wish Japan was more viable, so we can get some of those too. People jumping.
I agree. Or being able to stay in Japan, like.
Right.
Hey, can somebody pay Bozilla just a little bit more so she can stay in Japan and get a little bit better versus getting snagged up from AEW or WWE? Yeah. Money talks. What are you gonna do? Okay, there's a couple of things in regards to this. So send your questions in. We have questions. We have a link down in the description. Send us questions if you want these asked. Also join our Discord if you're not in there already. Jake sent in this question, and this kind of lead into like the next topic that I have is his question is there a chance that the WWE ID is virtually done by the end of next year of 2026? My question would be, what are your thoughts of, I don't remember when it got started, but what are your thoughts about the WWE ID program as it stands right now? Like
At this point,
yeah, like have you has it been anything?
It hasn't been anything.
Hasn't been a difference maker at all. At least from I think from fan interest, and it hasn't really made a difference at all.
They crowned their champions, didn't they?
Yeah, they crowned their champions.
So Smiling Kylie is one of them. Who's the other one?
I can't remember.
Where's Vic? Where's Vic when I need him?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember right now.
We had some cuts today. Some of those people got cut today.
So so they're cutting people from the ID program. That's not
crazy.
To me, I would rather have the ID program than the performance center. But that's a different argument.
Look, the end of 2026. That's my bold prediction. We will see the end of the performance center. That's my bold prediction.
Yeah, I mean, either the Orlando Performance Center might be closed by then for sure,
right?
And moved over to Vegas.
Oh,
and they all go into the Performance Institute in UFC. I can see that because it seems like they're doing super renovations for that building, and they might be so they can bring in NXT.
It's a good point.
So
yeah, but WWE ID is pointless. At this point, it's pointless. Like we were all worried about it, and I think honestly we overestimated how.
Well, no, I think I don't. We were all like, okay, how is this going to work? And I think the problem is that the first when we first got really saw it was that WrestleMania weekend, and WrestleMania weekend was such a WWE controlling things they shouldn't control weekend that was worrisome. But yeah, it's been but also they haven't really signed anybody. I don't know. It's just
not in cutting people.
Yeah.
It's like they always do whenever they try to tamper with shit in the independents.
Well, the thing
it always happens. It never happens like they think it will.
I saw a report. I don't know how because I don't trust the people that actually I saw the report from, but I saw a report, and this is what it said. It said that WWE is aware that people are not happy with the ticket prices, with the prices of everything involving WWE, right? But that they can't do anything until the end of 2026 because of the debt. Which, funny enough, how many people in pro wrestling talked about that stupid fucking debt? Nobody. And then all of a sudden, I did. And then all of a sudden, people are like, "Wait, what's going on?" And then they realize, "Oh fuck, there's all this debt." Yeah, there's this debt that was the whole reason why UFC merged with WWE was to try to combat this debt that hasn't worked out probably the way they hoped. I mean, to be completely honest. And so here we are. So yeah, not that it's all going to blow up or anything like that. If worse comes to worse, they have to refinance it, and then that just becomes another issue. But it's a problem, but it's a bigger problem than whatever anyone ever wanted to think the AEW financials ever were.
This is why they want AEW out of business, so they can shrink those contracts and be able to save some money.
Right. Because every penny, we're talking billions of dollars that they have to pay next year. Billions, not millions, billions of dollars that they have to pay. So there we go. But yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You had something? Go ahead.
I'm done.
Okay, let's hit some quick topics. Since we were talking about WWE ID, we have to talk about real quick. What do we know about it? Knox Pro in this Raja Jackson situation. I don't really have nothing to say. It just is a horrible situation.
That is being handled horribly.
That's all I had to say. That's all I have to say.
That's being handled horribly by everybody. That's the other part of it. It's like
It's just
And
a
like,
shit
what the fuck?
situation.
With the exception of Mr. Beast, everyone's handled this terribly. Shout out to Mr. Beast, man. He don't have to do it. If y'all don't know, he offered to help pay for.
I mean, this dude streamed himself for like 2 hours. You can hear him talking. Like, this is an open and shut case, honestly. Right now, I don't understand like what's going on. Like, it's just horrible.
And Josh, you see Sean's question? How does this compare to mass transit? That's what. Imagine if we had if the internet was what it is today.
In some ways, I think this is worse than mass transit because
I don't know, man.
Because no. I said in some ways, I think they're equally just horrible. But to be fair, mass transit, there was an actual match going on. That's true. Then New Jack went shitty on. This wasn't even that. This was something completely different. Just crazy.
Yeah, I guess that is true because there was a match. New Jack became New Jack, and then they found out that boy wasn't 18 years old. Right. So yeah, I guess you're right.
Right. Where this was, they kind of set it up, but didn't really set it up, and then he, whatever the fuck. But just bad. And everyone is handling it bad. Everybody handled it bad, except for, like you said, Mr. Beast, who gets shit on all the time for shit like this because they're like, he's just, whatever. And I'm like, let the dude spin.
Did y'all see that Mark Henry clip though?
Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, then RVD like took it a step above that. So,
I mean,
say your last thoughts about Roger Jackson. What you got?
I don't have
Fuck him.
I think it's crazy that how viral it is. There's so many people that don't know anything about pro wrestling.
I had to explain for 30 minutes. My girlfriend, she asked about it, and I had to tell her about it. Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
She's like, "Is it planned? Was this actually?" And I'm like, yeah,
kind of. Did you tell her kind of?
Yeah, it's hard to figure out. Do y'all have any thoughts about Triple Mania that was the other week? Did y'all watch it? Did you?
I do actually.
Do you care about AAA not being able to take any bookings indie? They can take Mexican indie bookings, but they can't do anything US.
I think that's shitty. Because not that they have a lot of signed talent, but apparently they're signing more talent. I think that's shitty. I think I watched the show even after I heard about the show.
I watched 5 minutes.
Was not good. Was not.
It was
good.
WWE when I turned that YouTube stream on, and they were doing the Raw intros where the guys have their little bags, and I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to see this no more.
And then you find out that it was Triple H and Undertaker who were running the show.
He's going to be the booker of AAA. They're going to
give him I'm like, yes. It's not like
if Borash, no.
If I was Borash, I would be fucking looking for a way out. Fuck that, because you put on a show that people universally loved. Like we loved it. WWE fans loved it. Everyone loved it. And then you get the Triple Mania and it's like, we're gonna do this now. And it came off so it came off AAA. It really did. It felt like AAA.
I disagree, man. I disagree. Because as bad as AAA usually is, at least it feels like it has a soul, man. This felt like manufactured ass WWE wrestling, man. Just
you have no clue that this was in Mexico. It was just a big arena with a bunch of people, and it was the WWE way of presenting stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to see this. I'd much rather see the blaring alarms when the show starts, and then we have
that's what I want.
A horrible match. I'm good.
It's insane to me that that or they all are so ego driven that they saw that people loved that show and said we can't have him ever book anything like this again because it makes us all look bad. Yeah, because it makes us all look bad, and it's like, okay, what the fuck?
It's funny. I know. Love or hate Joe Lanza, he had the best point about this. He was like, one day, TKO is going to control all of pro wrestling. Can that just happen after I'm dead? And I'm with him. I'm 100% with
like,
one
Well,
day.
it's sad that the
all
people
this shit's
you
gonna look
see
like
people
this,
who
man.
only watch WWE, they tune in and like, oh, let me watch Triple Mania. Triple Mania was fun. I'm like,
it
watch
wasn't though.
something
It wasn't.
else, man. Get
Yeah,
out
they
of that
were-
ecosystem.
Yeah,
And
I
granted,
think
listen,
people say, I've never seen Lucha Libre before, and this was pretty good. I'm like, you still haven't,
man,
brother.
I
You still
understand
haven't.
how comfortable ecosystems can be. I am 100% part of the Apple ecosystem. I have an iPhone, I have an Apple TV, I have an iPad I'm looking at, I have a Mac. I am part of that
for me.
ecosystem. But I am perfectly understanding that Samsung and Android is probably a better phone. I definitely understand that for sure. And you have those people. No. There's a better phone. But these people, they are stuck in that ecosystem, and they will only consume
it's safe.
what is
Because it's safe.
Because
Safe.
they're
Which is your point. Like perfect point. Which is the thing with Apple, is that Apple is safe.
It's safe,
right?
yeah.
Right. You don't have to
see that.
like people. You don't. There's so much you don't have to worry about if you have an Apple, because it does it for you. Doesn't let you do the shit that maybe you shouldn't. Not that you shouldn't do, but the stuff that might get you in trouble with your phone won't let you do that. It's all dependent about what you're safe with your.
In October, when TNA moves to CW and they move to Wednesdays, and people are going to feel safe for probably 2 or 3 weeks to be able to
that won't
watch
even be
sport.
that.
I'll give it that, because they're going to put AJ Styles on there. They're going to put all the top rosters on there to get a little bit of a buzz on there.
We'll see. It's going to take a lot. I think it's going to take a lot. I really do.
WWE is going to ESPN way quicker than what we all envisioned.
Oh, we weren't here for that, were we?
No. We're talking about it here. So we have WrestlePalooza that's happening the same day as All Out, and they will be doing their pay-per-view. I don't know. I've tried to log in on the app. I don't think I have access to this. I have access to a cable subscription that has ESPN. I use my parents' login. But I don't know if they have access to be able to pay the $29.99.
I have.
I'm not watching. I'm not paying.
I have access. For this. I have access. I've probably gotten 30 emails in the past week from Spectrum telling me, "Hey, by the way, you have access to this." Yeah. So there is that.
I feel like it's going to be a disaster. At least
that's the only reason. I will say this because I've heard people talk about stuff. The only reason I pay for Spectrum is because of all of the apps that I get for free through Spectrum, and then when you add in my Verizon account with that and the shit I get with that, I pay for 2 of these services. Two, and it ends up being cheaper for me to just keep Spectrum.
Probably, yeah.
And even though I don't use it. It's cheaper for me to just keep Spectrum. What
was the play here? Well, why did they do this super early?
I
don't think it was the fuck with AEW. I don't think that was the main play. That was a play, but I don't think it was the main.
I think it was that. I think I'm wondering how that relationship is really with Universal now, because it doesn't seem like it's too great. Even though they still got SmackDown,
Saturday Night's Main Event got canceled. Pretty
much canceled and put on Peacock. Which what's the purpose of that? You just made it an NXT special is what you did with main roster people.
I just want to say, why wouldn't you wait if you're ESPN? Why wouldn't you wait until WrestleMania when that is the end of football season and you need something? Granted, you have the NBA or whatnot, but
and it's a bigger deal.
You in the start of the NFL season.
To me, you start this with WrestleMania because it's gonna have all that hype, right? It's gonna have all that hype behind it. You can put the pre-show on ESPN. You can put both pre-shows on ESPN. You can hype this thing proper. You can hype this thing up. I don't know. It's really weird. This whole thing to me is weird. I feel like ESPN, and I get that ESPN probably overpaid because they felt like they needed to overpay to get WWE on this, but I felt like They completely overpaid. I would love for someone to ask someone in ESPN.
Everyone keeps overpaying for these dudes. Man.
No, I would. You know what? You know what? I can get Netflix. I can get why Netflix paid what they paid, because I feel like they felt like they need, like they really, really needed that show, right?
Constant live streaming,
right? And I feel like they looked at that number, that ratings number, and they were like, we should be able to. There's a percentage we feel like we should be able to retain if we go to Netflix. That number's been completely wrong. Wrong. Whatever that number is, it's completely wrong.
Not the same.
It's not the same. At all. Which is weird to me, but it's not the same at all. So I get that. This deal though, you basically paid WWE the equivalent of 700,000 buys for every pay-per-view. Every pay-per-view you paid.
WWF Invasion,
and they
right,
every pay-per-view.
They weren't even doing that at their peak. This is insane.
I don't think they've never come close to that. That's probably
yeah.
I said that was Invasion. Invasion they did, but that was 2001. Like yeah,
like right,
other than WrestleMania,
or some SummerSlams I think have probably gotten that high, but I mean SummerSlams usually just over 5 when they were on pay-per-view. Like, where did that number come? Where did they get that number? Unless there was some sort of bidding war, it amazes me that they would pay that, because it also came out before this that the UFC pay-per-views hadn't been doing great the last couple years, right? So, like, what? Because Paramount did. Anyways, I just I don't get it.
I hope that WWE is aware that this means like so many less people are gonna watch those pay-per-views. So many less. Like, even less than the Peacock number. Way, way, way less.
Maybe because I have it. I think somebody that said most people should be able to watch this, but it sounds like you're gonna have to jump through hoops to watch it. So I don't know.
I don't have Spectrum. I don't have ESPN. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I know I'm not gonna watch. I don't know.
We'll see.
And it's not like these shows are amazing.
Look at the card for this weekend. Hang on. Let's look at this garbage card real quick. We're running over time here. Sorry, but I'm gonna bring this up. What is it? Paris Clash in Paris.
Oh, yeah.
We got Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella for the Intercontinental Championship. We got Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed.
They've set that.
Did you see on SmackDown that those fans in England chanted "You can't wrestle" to
the Jeff Cobb? Yeah, I saw
Jeff Cobb.
This is what he wanted. This is what he wanted.
I feel bad for Jeff Cobb. That's horrible. Horrible. Sheamus versus Rusev in a Donnybrook match. I guess it's a hardcore match. Rollins versus Punk versus LA Knight versus Jey Uso in a 4-way, and then Cena versus Logan Paul. All right.
Okay. I mean,
all right.
Cena versus Logan Paul would have been something if Cena was still champion.
True.
But granted, they're going to load up that WrestlePalooza show.
Right.
Cena versus Lesnar and everyone, but
still, like I don't know. You couldn't do Cody versus Paul. Like, that would be something.
Nope. Can't do that.
Right. That would be something.
Marquine, you got anything to say about Heat Wave? You watched Heat Wave.
Yeah, I actually watched it. It was slow at work today. I had it on, had one eye on it. It is nothing until the main event. I think that show is but no real terrible matches in my opinion. Okay, nothing until the main event. Main event though, really good stuff. Not 9 on Cage Match good, but really good stuff. It's like right at 4. What's up, Brandon? What's going on?
You're reading something. He's looking at something.
No. Brandon, what you see?
Did the world just end? What's going
Yeah,
on?
the world just like, what's going on? You're scaring me, brother. What's happening?
I don't think he can hear us. I think he has us muted. Do you have us muted?
Yeah, he thought I would talk longer. I can't recommend that show though. But it's a really good main event. Oba Finley's best performance that I've seen from the dude. So.
Are you back?
No, he's not.
No, he's
what
not.
What were you gonna say, Josh? You were gonna say something.
It's an NXT show. Like what? Like I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. I don't know. Like I find
like an 8-on cage match. Like, no, it's not that good.
Because I mean, Dave Meltzer finally said it without saying it. It's what Brandon's always called it. It's the Gooner show. I mean, it is. Like, that's who watches that show. It's old men and
Gooners. I'm back. I'm back. Gooners. I've been streaming this. I'm back. I've been streaming this for 2 years. I'm not horny enough to watch NXT. And...
Like it's old. It's old dudes and like young dudes. It's not like and that's it. No women watch
these
this.
People,
no.
700,000 people watch the show, but no one's spending money on this.
No. Like you went to that
less than 2,000 for that pay-per-view.
Martine went to that.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
I went
to. We had a Comic-Con in my city, right? And it was two NXT guys I never heard of, like Sean Legacy and Jackson something. And nobody was in their line all weekend. They had a panel right before the anime guys that were there. They had a panel right before, and I poked my head in there while they were talking, and there were about 10 people sitting in chairs. Nobody cares about these dudes at all. And look, this is a con, so these are the geekiest of the geeks. Right. These are like people that would usually watch something like NXT, and they didn't care. Nobody cares about those people.
If one of the women was there, they would have cared.
Might have been different. Probably would have been different.
Line would have been out the fucking door. I bet. And you'd have been like, "What the fuck is going on?" It's like that type of thing. But yeah, I mean, it is TNA back when the only thing that drew in TNA on TV wise was the Knockouts division. It's that's what it is.
Hey, G Nation, I see your question. If we don't get to it, I will do an extra on
let's run real quick the rest of this and we can get to this real quick. Karrion Kross showed up in GCW.
Okay.
So they're closely affiliated with the WWE. Like, come on.
Just wanted to make sure to bring that up. Markeem, you got any thoughts about Takeshita and what we're seeing thing? Yeah. It's King of Pro Wrestling, right?
Yeah. I think
that's what I thought was going to be. Yeah.
I think it's odd that now, like, the G1 almost means nothing now. I think this is the second year in a row they've done this. Again, I'm not going to holler and scream. I'm not doing that anymore. But I think it's at least wait till fucking Kingdom. If you want Zach to lose the title before then, so you can have a different title match, then just have Takeshita beat whoever beat Zach. And hell, you can even have Takeshita lose at the Dome. Just have him look strong into the Dome and then lose to whoever the guy will be. That, you know what I mean? That's all you have. You don't have to diminish the entire tournament just to. I don't understand. Second year in a row, they do it one more time. I'm like, yo, why we even watch the G1? All right, what's the point?
Are they doing the other show? Have they said yet? The AEW show?
I don't know.
I don't. Right. Yeah. I haven't heard anything about.
I don't think so.
I wonder.
I'm
gonna throw something out. What if? And I don't think they'll do this. What if you have him beat Zach? So not at Kingdom, but at the other show. That's where you do him and Okada.
Wrestle Dynasty
for all the gold
or something.
I could see them doing something like that. That would be kind of cool. The thing is, though, here's the thing: like, if Okada wins, the idea that imagine him putting over somebody for the world. Like he wasn't going to do that while he was there. He's not going to do that now.
But I'm just saying that what if that's.
I don't see Wrestle Dynasty happen this year. I was very surprised to hear that Tony wasn't even there.
Like the Wrestle Dynasty?
Yeah, he wasn't even there.
Yeah. I don't think that was him thing. I think that was like a him like.
I think that was his schedule. I don't think he could. Yeah. I just think he could have made it.
Gotcha. Here's a question. Being send questions in the chat on the description below. Tay asks, "Who is the ideal Gato replacement?"
Man, I know y'all asked that the other week.
The thing is,
I don't even know how to answer that question yet.
Right. I mean, Rocky, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be somebody who's intimate with the fan base in Japan, and it has to be somebody with unique ideas. I don't know who that could be.
Because we don't know. We don't know. Like in the 90s, if you would have told anybody that, hey, Jato's going to be the booker of New Japan, and it's going to be good, people would have looked.
We probably all would have laughed at you. Honestly,
like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Jato, really, that
guy? Right? So I don't know. Maybe it's someone we don't know. Maybe it's Maybe it's Liger. I don't know. I don't think he'd want to do that. I don't think he would want to do it, but I'm just saying, I don't think we know because it's so different. Like you don't know who's like that type of person, right? Like I would have said 20 years ago, I would have said Muto was probably that person, but we've seen him book now, and we know he's not that person.
No.
So, but you would have said, hey, that's a guy who's smart. Understands the wrestling business on that level, right?
What gets over in Japan, one of the big stars in history of that country.
Right. Yeah, like gets how to work the fan base, all of that stuff. So I don't know. I don't know who it would be. So I think it's really hard to pick somebody that it would be. It's definitely not anybody in who has any say right now, I would say, because
I agree. None of them. Not Tanahashi. None of them. Nope. I don't know. Sorry, Tay. I don't know.
That's like asking. That's like asking. Hey, who's the booker in CMLL? Because no one fucking knows.
Whoever's responsible for that, they couldn't know whoever that is. I don't know who that is, but good job.
I'm gonna wrap with a non-wrestling question. Here you go, Marquine. What you got?
Yeah, so here's a non-wrestling related question. What are your thoughts on Sony selling ownership to Evo to Nodwin Gaming? Here's the thing. One of the biggest problems with the tournament in general, and this is all the games, is that you have to play them all on PlayStation. And one thing about the PlayStation is it is not very kind in terms of fighting games and fighting games peripherals. So that leads me to believe that most of these games are going to be played on PC, which is A+, because that right there is something that as a community we've been complaining about for the longest. Compatibility. That means any stick you own, any controller you own will most likely work. That is a good thing. I think from that standpoint, that is a good thing. Now, the thing that does concern me though is that since Sony has bought Evo in general in terms of popularity, attendance, all that stuff has gone this way because nobody really markets like Sony. So that concerns me a bit because will they change the structure so much where the vibes are different? Maybe it's more instead of more FGC, it's more esports. That concerns me. I like the experience of going and knowing that now I'm going to be playing on PC. That gets me excited. I'm just concerned about what the vibes will be like, and I will know in 2026. So we'll see.
So, how much of what's the game? XOKO or whatever that game is.
The League of Legends game.
Yeah. How much of that
had to do with this? I imagine a lot.
because the game looks like it's going to be a big fucking deal, especially after they announced that, you don't have to be online to play it.
Every time there has been some sort of beta, it has crashed. And when I say crashed, I mean the lobbies are full. It's hard, it's hard to get consistent matches because it's so. that game is going like I think to like the casual fighting game player, it'll never cross over to like what I mean, well, not casual. I think to like the diehard like fighting game player, like somebody like me, I don't think it'll ever be what like Street Fighter is to like us or Tekken or something like that. But to just like the normies, it's gonna be huge, man. Because it's League of Legends.
You think it's Dragon Ball big, or you think it's bigger than that?
Yes. Well, I don't know about bigger than that, but yeah, I think it's gonna be like that. Because there were people coming out and playing Dragon Ball that like didn't even play games. They just like Dragon Ball.
Right.
I don't know if we'll get that with League of Legends. I don't know about that. But
I mean, the thing is, it's League of Legends, so you know it's going to have that support. You know that, and the people making it know how to work Evo. So
being Clockwork, they're both working on it. Legendary players, and
I mean, I think like we've said this forever. This game is gonna like I think it could change the way Evo is, but and the way you say, because I think you might get more esports players than just fighting game people, because it's
and that concerns me just a little bit, because the reason why I love the FGC and just the reason why I have devoted so much time of my life to these games is because the vibe at like locals, at like big tournaments like an Evo or something like that, it's not the same as the vibe that you get in like something like the Overwatch League or something like that. Because I've gone to what was that big Overwatch tournament in Myrtle Beach? Like I've gone just to watch, and it was almost like going to like a ballet or something. Nobody was making any noise. You know what I mean? People were barely cheering. It was weird, and like, boy, I was like, this is so weird.
It's not fun to watch, but I mean, to be fair, those to me, a lot of those games, it's not fun to watch because it's a lot of the same thing. You're having to watch too much stuff because you can't watch. You're having to watch these people play and these people play at the same time, and it's not on the same screen. It's not a fun experience. Where I think the thing about watching a fighting game tournament is, yeah, you can switch between different, but when you're watching a game, it's one screen.
That's
it's
the match.
Two people. It's the match. It's not, you're not having to like, okay, what are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? And it's not, I think it's easier to follow. I think it's more spectator friendly than a lot of e-games are.
I'll go more in depth on this later, but just in general, also another thing is that fighting games are pick up and play. Like if you want to get more people into it, it's simple. Right. Two characters on the screen fighting each other. Do you want to learn how to play this game? It's that simple. And right. There's not a whole lot of like mechanics like there is in League of Legends. Like, yeah, you might have to learn combos and stuff like that, but it's not like League of Legends where there's all these systems you got to learn, or even a shooter. You know what I mean?
Or you have to be with the right people.
Exactly.
Like
when my palms were sweaty, when I was trying to advance in fucking City of the Wolves, I knew it was me against fucking the German dude that the fucking he was a Salvatore player. I can't remember his name, but the guy that eliminated me from losers, he was the German dude, and it was me versus him. And I knew like if I fuck up, that's it. And turns out I just don't play against Salvatore's enough, and that was on me. That was on me. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's all I got. Yeah. I'll talk more about this later. That's a good question.
But no, that's a good thing. I just wonder how that's going to change everything. So,
cool.
We shall see.
Sweet, we're good.
I got one last thing.
Oh, go for it. Go ahead. Go for it. Yeah. This is your stream. Your brother.
We have a sponsor.
We do? Oh, what?
Oh, that's amazing.
Wait, hang on. Put it back up. Hang on. I gotta blow this up. Oh,
that is amazing.
That's sick.
I was at Dollar Tree and they were there, and I was like, I got this.
Wait, that's something that they make. They make that.
They make that.
What?
Hey, holla at him, man. Let's get paid. Bro.
I hate moon pies. I can't lie, but I love that. That's great.
It was like I looked at it and I'm like, wait, what? because I just saw it was a different color than regular moon pies, and then I read what it was, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" So
that's sick.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Another thing before we get out of here. Sorry, Brandon. I know
No,
you feel like Chase right now.
I'm
At some point, I want to kind of play with the topic that me and Josh were talking about in the Discord about like we got to do that one day. I don't know when we got to do that one day.
What the which comics fell off the cliff?
Yeah, which comics that you loved fell off the cliff. We got to do that one day.
Now
I think that'll be fun.
We should definitely do that when we both have time.
I don't know when that'll be. But
I don't know.
Blue Moon Extra coming up.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it. I think we covered everything.
I don't know what the hell is on the horizon for the next 2 weeks, but
I don't know.
I mean, we'll figure something out.
I mean, maybe we'll get another Brock Lesnar moment at the Paris show.
Vince will
at
show
the Paris
up,
show.
you know?
Yeah, something, and we'll be able to come on here and
this will be a good time for y'all to send a bunch of good questions because we might not have
a lot of evergreen questions, whether it's today or past years. You want to get Josh's thoughts about the 80s or whatever. I ain't calling him old, but whatever. I mean, but yeah, let's put some stuff in, and we can be able to answer those on there.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Especially
awesome.
Fables. See, Fables.
Fables. And we're just one of the examples.
Yeah, see.
Oh man.
Sweet. All right, we out of here.
Later,
y'all.